Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to the Israel Brief with me, Rolene Marks, if we haven't met before, where we take a look at those top stories making headlines in Israel. And we're always brought to you by Lay of the Land. And guys, what a week it has been, a particularly difficult one for us here in Israel with the events around the World Food Kitchen, which Israel has apologized profusely and has said that we will conduct an investigation. The whole world seems to be hammering us. And I wonder if there is a different standard for other countries conducting a war, or if Israel is held to a different standard. But no matter how tough it gets, I always have you guys, my Israel Brief community, to give me strength and get me through it. So let's take a look at the latest headlines. Today is day 181 of Israel's war with Hamas since the horrific atrocities of the 7th of October. And the reason I keep talking about them is because the world seems to have forgotten the catalyst for the start of this war, the atrocities committed by Hamas, an internationally recognized terror organization. So let's take a look at latest developments, and Israel is in a state of high alert. This follows threats from Iran that they will make Israel pay a heavy price for what they say is the Israeli strike on the Iranian embassy compound in Syria just several days ago. The strike killed the deputy commander of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, Mohammad Reza Zahir, and several others. Now, Israel has neither confirmed or denied if we conducted the strikes. Meanwhile, the country is in high alert, in a state of preparedness for any kind of Iranian retaliation. All leave for combat units has been cancelled, and last night the Israeli Air Force called up all their air defense reserves, and we have bolstered our air defense systems. The War Cabinet is expected to meet a little later today. The United States, United Kingdom and France have opposed a Russian-drafted resolution at the United Nations Security Council, which would have called for the condemnation of the strike on the Iranian compound. As you can well imagine, South Africa has condemned the strike, and the resolution did not pass. Next month is Eurovision month. This is the annual, I call it Cheese Fest. It's when we see acts from around Europe, and strangely enough, including Australia and Israel, which are not European countries, compete at the annual Eurovision contest for most popular song. Our entrant is Golan with this very, very moving song, Hurricane. I really encourage you all to Google it, to give it a listen. It's extremely moving. There has been some controversy around Israel's participation in Eurovision this year. Naturally, the pro-Palestinian crowd would like the Israeli entrant to be excluded, and for countries to pull out in objection to Israel's presence at the Eurovision. I don't see how protesting a cheesy song competition is going to help free Palestine or solve the situation on the ground here. Anyway, our entry is Golan, and quite honestly, she's doing very, very well in the voting section, so it would be quite amazing if she wins. Israel has won the Eurovision several times, including several years ago with Netta's entrance, Toy. This year, the event will take place in Malmö in Sweden, and Israelis have been encouraged to hide their Israeli identity, not to wear Stars of David. So in other words, to hide their Jewish identity, because some people can't control their hatred and their behavior. Israelis have also been encouraged not to speak Hebrew to each other where other people can hear it, for fear for their safety. And DJs at the Eurovision Village have been advised not to play any Israeli music so as not to create any kind of controversy. That order extends to the Belarus and to Russia as well, and the fears are that there will be interruptions and protests if Israeli music will be played. Now, if you are triggered by an Israeli song or very cool Israeli music, I don't think the issue is with the song. And finally, Benny Gantz, the former Minister of Defense, the leader of the National Unity Party and War Cabinet member, has called for elections in September. He has said that Israel needs to go to a stage of early elections, he says, in order to restore trust in the government. There is a lot of mistrust building in Israel, a lot of concern about how the government is handling the war with Hamas, the war in Gaza, and also the potential negotiations to free our hostages. Our hostages, which the world seems to have forgotten about, babies, mothers, fathers, brothers, sons and daughters and grandparents who are still held captive by Hamas now for 181 days. 134 of them are on the forefront of our minds in Israel every single moment of the day. We wear these dog tags that say bring them home. In Hebrew it says Halev shelanu shavui ba'aza, our hearts are captive in Gaza. They really, really are, and we want them home now. Prime Minister Netanyahu has said that it would be a risk to national security and a danger if Israel had to move to early elections. That brings me to the end of this week's editions of the Israel Brief. I am exhausted. I don't know about you guys. I would love for some good news. So if you have any good news, or you just want to show your support for Israel, give us an encouraging message. Please share so in the comments beneath. But don't forget, if you want to learn more about life here in Israel, the situation on the ground, or just enjoy some really, really good writing, please check out our website at www.layoftheland.online. Our YouTube channel, as always, is right here at the Israel Brief. If you like us, please hit that subscribe button. We are on Facebook as well at Lottel's site. Wish us Shabbat Shalom while you're there. And we are on X at Lay of the Land 5. I'm Rolene Marks. This is the Israel Brief. Guys, have a wonderful weekend. Please stay safe wherever you are. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you all for getting me through a tough week. And I will see you again on Monday. Bye for now.